Welcome back to the Jesse Rucinski Show. Worked on the second time. Again, if you're just listening on audio, check out a video. It'll all suddenly make a lot more sense to you. But today we're getting into something that, it's always bugged me in a way. It was just always on the back burner, I guess, since I started doing this because, during the pandemic, I didn't go, where the hell could we go? So I didn't go up north very often to go see the family. And then so far this year, I've now been up there two times recently. And I must say, the roads are just as terrible and the gas prices are obnoxious at this point. Like really, really, really obnoxious. So I just keep sending pictures to people up there. And they're like, when are you moving home? I'd send them a picture of the current gas price where I am. You're like, that's why, gas tax has a lot to do with that. And there's a lot of things that, gas tax and all that other stuff is supposed to go towards for the states to make the money to, have revenue to do all kinds of stuff. Don't mention that to progressives because they actually yell at you and tell you that you're wrong. And that's nowhere near what any of it actually goes to. Because, being just, if ignorance is bliss, make these people happy, because they're all miserable at the same time. Let's wish they would learn some stuff. But yeah, like right now, like when I was home, I mean, like before I went up there this most recent time for Thanksgiving, I mean, I think I was paying some places 72 cents more a gallon up in Pennsylvania than down here in North Carolina, which is just astronomical to go. I mean, that's a way to hit the bank account. And now I don't know where you're living currently, any of you people out there, all over the place. But the gas prices here are 282. I don't know about you. I know they're still, high up in PA and other places, but again, I'm not traveling, so I don't get to see it. But feel free to comment too. If you're listening, or find a social if you're listening to it and comment and tell me where you are and what the gas price is and all that. And I have all the stuff for your, gas tax and all that. We can, I can break it down further for you by your state if you'd like to know. I'm not going to get into every one of them today because I'm not trying to bore the hell out of everybody on a Friday. It seems kind of rude, but like it's really crazy, like the astronomical difference. And today I'm going over the difference between like the states with the highest gas tax. I'm going to cover in the lowest too, and diesel, but then places rated for road quality. And where they stand the last couple of years, 2019. Yeah, but just the difference between because they have the gas tax, we know what that's supposed to help cover and all that, and just the sheer waste involved in all of it for how much is actually like for how much infrastructure and stuff sucks in those places. Like no matter what any crazy person tells you, there is a correlation between the two of them. Believe it or not, there's a correlation. And I don't know why people don't understand that or why people want to just love to argue with me that I'm crazy and I have no idea what I'm talking about. La da 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 da. We've all heard it before, but I mean that is what it's supposed to like, go towards and all that stuff. Just like the education lotteries, like especially here in North Carolina, it's supposed to go towards schools and how much money like schools actually don't like each school gets out of it. It's just astronomically like I'd say laughable if it wasn't like so disgusting and pathetic how much money actually goes towards it. When you see that, there's a lot more money than that piling in to the North Carolina education lottery and other states that have similar setups. But I want to really like I've been wanting to do this for a while, and like I said, this the trip home put it into perspective, and that's just because like after everything was said and done, again the two flat tires and the rear tires, it just still mind boggles me. And then driving back, like it's just the roads up there. Like this one wasn't a road thing, but like the roads up there are just garbage for how much like they pay it. And total, like I think it's 77 cents combined, with the federal like taxes and all that. But the state alone gets 59 cents of every gallon of gasoline sold in the state. 59 cents, which is, by the way, the highest in the country and 50 cents higher than the lowest state, which is Alaska. Like that. And they're even out California and dumpsters like New Jersey and New York. I mean, highest ones, there we go. 5 highest. Pennsylvania, you are the winner at 59 cents a gallon. California at 53 cents a gallon. So it's scary. There's even a 6-cent gap between them. Washington State, 52. New Jersey, 41 cents. And New York, 40 cents. And again, it's just scary to think that the highest one and the lowest one have 50 cents in between them. Like that, it really is, mesmerizing to me. It's astronomical. And then we could carry on, round out the top 10 for the highest. Illinois is at 39, Ohio's at 39, Maryland's at 37, and then North Carolina and Oregon are at 36 cents. So I'm happy to know that at least 23 cents of the difference is, state taxes. Piece of plastic. That's reassuring. I think I broke my lid. But I get over on the flip side, we get to the 5 lowest. Again, Alaska's at 9 cents, Hawaii 16 cents, which is strange, the 2 outliers. Virginia at 16 cents, which, mind blows me. But I mean, they're road, like at least they're major highways. And I just talk about major highways when I'm talking about all of this because I get, everyone has garbage side roads and, bad stuff there. But like even the highways in Pennsylvania suck. But Virginia at 16 cents, Missouri at 17 cents, and Mississippi at 18 cents. And then rounding out the top 10 is New Mexico and Arizona at 19, Oklahoma and Texas at 20, and Louisiana at 0.20125. So like 20 cents, which is, some surprisers, some good stuff in there. But then the 5 highest for diesel, I have to give at least New York credit. At least they're not in this one. Diesel tax. Pennsylvania, 74 cents a gallon. California, 68 cents. Washington, 52. Indiana, 49. New Jersey, 49. Like 74. Like that. I don't even have like words to describe the obnoxiousness of all that. And maybe it's just because I know how much they're getting, just reamed and railed for all kinds of other things, tax, rainwater runoff, all that stuff in Pennsylvania that, it irritates me more than anything. Maybe it's because that's where I'd like to be. Maybe that's because pretty much all my family and friends live outside of right here where I am. They're all back home in the area of where I grew up. Pretty much all literally in town, but I mean, so that stuff always supposed to get you more, but like it's just mind blowing. And then we get, road quality when it comes to these states. And these are all 2019. Pennsylvania, is at $86,000 per mile, and the road quality is at 30% for both poor and good roads. Again, grew up there, spent 14 years there. I first got down here, drove up there way too often. Like every weekend, I'd drive back and forth. Like even the highways, like they just suck. I don't know what it is. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they've been under construction for years and years and years, and they suck. Kind of like New Jersey in that way. Like how the hell are you like always at the same exact spot, and yet nothing gets better and everything continues to suck. Anyone that's listening that's in Pennsylvania, you know these things. It's kind of terrifying how bad some of those things are. Like the parts at 83, 81, 80, there's some I'll say 80 doesn't, yeah. I'm almost damn home by the time I hit 80 way too early in the morning. So I really don't care. But 81, like that, there are some spots on there where you are alive. Then when you go even farther north, by towards Scranton, we all know how much I love the city of Scranton. Granted, I love it more for Breaking Benjamin and Motionless in White than that other guy that just shows up every time he's running for something, who like watched the city crumble. And well, if you live up there, try to tell me it didn't. I mean, I was up there on recruiter's assistance after boot camp. That mall was blowing up. They were adding on to it, and then suddenly, I can think inside of a year or two of Obama and Biden, like the thing was shut down, vacant. Like the city had a hard turn. Not as bad as some, but driving up towards Scranton and all, like the always under construction there, and those things suck. Like they suck with as many S's and U's and capital letters and exclamation points, whatever else you want to put in there. If you're up there and you disagree with me, please comment. If you agree with me, comment too and share it out. But those things are just egregious. So it does not surprise me that highest gas tax and 30% poor, which I mean, there's a lot worse in the country. Yeah. Like New Jersey, not really the greatest. Sure, there's a lot of places I haven't been to. I mean, a little bit. I'm in South Carolina. There, major highways don't seem to suck, but I haven't been too crazy too far lately. But there we go. California, they spend 97,000 per mile, which is just amazing. 86 and 97, like the amount of money that they're spending per mile, and yet how bad. Anyway, quality at theirs, which is more than Pennsylvania, spends over $10,000 per mile. 45%, poor rated roads and 17% good. So I'd like to know where they're. I mean, there's people who spend a lot more, but when you're spending 11,000 more, you'd think you wouldn't have 15% more bad roads and 13% less good roads. Yeah, it's not how it's supposed to work if you actually like budget everything and don't waste, do everything right. Washington, 52,000 per mile, and they're at 25% poor, 25% good. New Jersey, 120,000 per mile, 34% poor and 22% good. I can personally probably attest to that. I haven't been up there in a few years, but I imagine it didn't suddenly get better after we lived there. We traveled back and forth to see the grandparents on my mom's side, spend a weekend up there. Like we'd go up there, our family was there. We go to Thanksgiving there. And they were always under construction, even the same spot sometimes for years. Like, and they already have the most, like I'd say, pretty close to the most aggressive, vile, drivers. But damn it, they get from point A to point B, and it is what it is. I appreciate it, but 120,000 per mile should get you more than 4% rating on good roads, and you shouldn't have less. You shouldn't have more poor and less good when you're spending that much extra money. Just say New York, allegedly 104,000 per mile, 19% poor and 46% good. So good for them. That's the highest marks that they got, for good, and also the lowest marks that they got when it comes to poor roads. So good for them. I've only ever been in there like one time that I remember, maybe twice. So I don't have a lot to go off of that personally. Now we get to the lowest. Lowest is Alaska. They spend 102 per mile. They have 20% poor and 39% good, which is still better than, all but like New York, at least when it comes to poor, and they spend roughly the same. Hawaii, 172,000 per mile. That's just mind altering. 42% poor, which I'm pretty sure puts them at the worst, and 17% good. So I'd like to really know where all that's going. Can't. Corruptness kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Virginia, they spend 62,000 per mile, 10% poor and 45% good. And again, driven up through there enough times. No matter what city, I might normally stop in the same spot, no matter what. Like I will say, like, and even like all the stuff they've added under construction with the HOV lanes and all that, like it's all really like they maintain them very, very well, and they do it with almost no money compared to a lot of these places. I'm pretty sure they are actually, oh, say one for Washington, like they'd be the lowest. Missouri at 18,000 per mile, 23% poor, 32% good. And Mississippi at 21,000 per mile, 30% poor, and 29% good. There are some, correlations with all of this. And it is amazing how there's some states that spend like almost nothing. I mean, just between New Jersey at 120,000 per mile, 34% poor, 22% good. Yeah, and then we're at, you know, just like Missouri, 18K per mile, 23% poor, 32% good, which is, yeah, better ratings than someone that spends over 100,000 more per mile. You know, and there are a bunch of places, and these are all on the lower side. Pretty much all of them are better off than the places that spend an astronomical amount of money. And again, I go through, Virginia and Maryland and obviously Pennsylvania and North Carolina here on the way up. And I can attest the roads in North Carolina, who is right out there, I think like 11th in the tax category there. No, they're ninth. See, there you go. Lowest, 36 cents. I say lowest, I mean, they're ninth highest, but hey, they're lower than Pennsylvania. So, but our roads, and then again, there's places like Virginia who are literally only at 16 cents and their roads are impeccable. So I'd love to know what, the difference is between all of them. I really just to see how they spend the money, how much waste. I mean, I'm sure there's an epic amount of corruption and waste in all of it. Like we can all pretty much guarantee that. And it's amazing to see the correlation between the parties that run them. Because if you look, the top five highest, they're all, well, have a D next to them. And, literally all of them. They're astronomically higher than a lot. And also have some of the worst roads. And Pennsylvania gets taxed all the do. I know, like they up their easy pass stuff at the tolls. They'll up their tolls all the time. Even thinking about electronically tolling, there's one overpass on, I think it was Interstate 80. I saw they had to get people for, going over to that to raise money for, for that bridge overpass, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like they want to raise taxes on that. Like they want to put a toll there on top of the tax they're already paying, on top of the easy pass on to put it on an interstate. So that everyone that drives over in one direction gets one of the directions, if I remember correctly, gets, has to pay more just to drive over that to pay for it, even though they spend more money than anybody and the roads are absolute hamburger meat. That was me trying to not completely explode. It really is like terrifying how they do that. And I'm not trying to put this down party lines, but I mean, all those states. We all know who's running them. Some of the most non-friendly tax places on, in the country for businesses and all that are also happen to be that. Again, here in North Carolina, we go back and forth. Now we had Republican for a while, Democrat. I don't know how we won re-election with how much Democrats didn't win anything, but it does happen. Again, rural people don't really count. No offense. I mean, like 2 counties shouldn't outweigh like 40 some. Sorry, like I guess we'll say 5 shouldn't outweigh the rest of the state, just because there's more people there. Like, that's just me. It's another story. But North Carolina, again, ninth highest. Yeah, they're 36 cents. And they only spend 40,000 per mile, 30% poor and 42% good. And I can agree. On a lot of the roads I drive on, whether I'm going home or going anywhere, like even a lot of the side roads, like you don't really have a problem with them. Like there's nothing to worry about when you're driving on them. So beautiful, beautiful state of North Carolina that I call home for over 14 years now. The year when I was overseas counts. I'll say it does, 14 years. It's just amazing to me. really, but you just see like the correlation. If you ever look it up, and again, I have it all if you want to look at it, but just how much people, gas taxes, and then how much they spend on the road and quality. Like the people that want to yell at you and say you have no idea what you're talking about. That's not what taxes go towards. Well, sorry, guy. That's kind of what they're there for, which is why they're trying to add another toll again over that one stretch of road on, I believe it was Interstate 80 back home, PA. My other home, my original home. No offense, New Jersey. Just for that one side, just to raise more money, pay for it when you already have. Like, what the hell are you wasting the money on? I really would love to know what they're wasting all of that money on. Here's a good idea. Have people actually like balance the books. Don't just be blowing money haphazardly because you can. That probably would help instead of just fisting everyone that lives there. Just saying, like, people will leave businesses out of California. Like California, New Jersey, like little taxes out the wazoo everywhere, and why people leave. That's really big one. Like people could just like educate themselves on what taxes go for, like learn facts instead of just telling you're narcissistic idiot or racist, a bigot, misogynist. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, and starting personal attacks because they don't actually have any facts to make arguments. They actually look up what stuff actually happens and what stuff goes for. I think that'd make the world a better place if we actually sat there. If they keep raising all the stuff, like I don't give a damn. I audit everything. Whatever, ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Let's actually see where all this money is going from. If they're taxing people by the state more money than anyone by like a mile or 12, I mean, where the hell is it all going when their roads absolutely suck? Because apparently isn't going to what it's supposed to. Like, you got to maintain those things because they are crumbling, rumbling, falling apart. It's not like you're already like, taxing people for buying a car and then, inspections and all that, which, is another one. Registration, which goes to the thing. They try and, gas tax to put gas in the car. I mean, so that could pay for the roads. Then you got all the tolls on the turnpike up there. Then they want to add, electronic tolling things on that one part of 81, just on one side on 80. Like, like we actually look up and see where the hell they're wasting all the money. How about we do that instead of fisting the citizens, of the state even more? Because it's paying, because it doesn't matter to the people making all these decisions. Because, well, the citizens that live there, taxes are what's paying for all of their gas, so it doesn't make a damn difference to them anyway. Because they're not really working at all. At least now the way they've been running things up there. Your state could be different, but lots of stupid going on all up in there. Up in here, up in here. You're welcome, DMX. Yes, I know he's dead before anyone gets me on that. But, it's just amazing, though, to look at that, though. The numbers just between tax, road quality, gas tax, road quality, all the stuff people want to do, and how the hell they're spending their money. That's really the biggest takeaway from all of this should be, how the hell are they spending their money if the roads suck that bad? And there's, especially in some of the places where they're spending an astronomical amount of money. Like, how are your roads that bad then? Like some of the worst in the country, yet you're spending that much. How the hell, how much waste is involved? I'd like to know. I think everyone there would like to know, instead of getting their taxes raised just to cover the waste. I think they should go out of their way to just figure out where the hell all the waste is. But God knows that'll probably never happen, because then people have to have integrity and, well, a set. And people don't really have sets anymore, sadly. It's just the way it is. Some things will never change, don't you know? So that being said, though, again, if you want any of those numbers for your state and all that stuff, and where I gone from and all that, like I have all of it there on my phone. So I message it to you no matter where I am, because as long as you message me on there, comment on it, I can see it on my phone. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. Probably the best educational one I've done all week, but I was into one I was, but it's just astronomical. Again, I wouldn't even I thought about it every time I went up there, but I wasn't doing this most of the times I went up there. And I've been up there twice, and I was like, holy God. So I had to know. And well, numbers are kind of amazing. But if you live somewhere, let me know what your gas prices are. We can figure out, like, just again, comment away, and most importantly, share it out. Because again, it's not even showing up in most people's algorithms because I love you, Facebook. They love me too, apparently. So please, comment, tell me what you think, share it out because that helps too. Most importantly, and follow along on you know, all the platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Right Only, Cloud Hub. I think that's it. Yeah. So Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify. I'm all over there. So please follow along on all of them. Listen to whatever platform you prefer, and enjoy the rest of your weekend wherever you are, and try and make the most out of it. Make sure every day counts. So till then, enjoy your weekend. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to please, please, please comment and share this out. It helps me out because Facebook doesn't do me any favors in the algorithm. And until Monday, my friends, peace.